Order filled.
All right, welcome to Sunday night stream. Gonna go over a few things here to get started for the week, and if I can get my camera situated, hopefully you can see me a little bit. Yeah, so this right here is actually I've got a bot running on something trying out for, actually, is it working? Let me see. I may have to go into strategies and turn it on because it doesn't look like it's enabled. I'm really not a huge fan of Ninja. Um, I much prefer I much prefer Quant Tower if I'm going to use Rhythmic. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's enabled. Come on. They obviously have a lot of things in this bot. I'm just going to run it on one of my Apex accounts. So, should come up here. Um, yeah, it's calculating. But I'm going to go over what the strat says for the week, and we'll go over my setups and what the indicator shows, the indicator that I had built. Uh, it is not performing correctly yet. We did an update, but it's not performing correctly on M&Q just yet. So I got to get with the developer on that. It is showing correctly for ES and um, gold, but not for NQ just yet. But nonetheless, oh, I did want to trade gold back inside. Dang it. Um, crap. I meant to trade gold back inside because we had an outside week on gold last week, so I wanted to trade it back inside. Gosh darn it. Um, okay, let me get situated here because I feel like I'm all over the map at the moment. Uh, all right, so we'll go over gold. I'll just hide the indicator for now. And I'm wondering if I broke mine because it doesn't seem like it's I did the update, but it doesn't seem like it's working properly. Okay. All right. So let's go over what gold says for the week. And then we'll do that. So is this not, what is going on? I feel like it's not loading properly. What's happening here? Okay, you know what? I'm going to get out of the Windows side and I'm going to open this up and I'll be able to tell a little better because I don't understand what's happening. It doesn't look like the Windows side is connected properly. Okay. Why in the world am I not? What is happening? Is my internet working? Like, I feel like nothing is. This is wild. Why in the world? Oh, good God. Okay. Okay. I guess it was loading properly. It just didn't seem like it was. Um. Why is it frozen? Okay, I apologize, but I don't know why in the world my trading view is frozen. Like there's nothing ticking. Like what is happening? Okay, this is very strange. Why do I not have any data? Okay, you know what? I'm going to end the stream. I'll come back in a minute when I get this figured out. I don't know what's happening and why I have no data on TradingView or what's happening. This is very, very strange. So I'll see you guys back in a few minutes. I apologize. I don't know what's going on. I got no data. My internet's working because I'm streaming. Um, but I've got no data on trading. You know what? Let me try Topstep X. But why I have no data, I don't understand why. Why are the charts frozen? Because look, this is not moving. Wait, it's up here. Guess it is. Okay, I guess the volume. Okay, why? I don't know why in the world they were frozen. That is very, very strange. Um. Okay, well at least it's working. But I wanted to show you gold. Okay, well good. Well now I don't have to end the stream. Um. I wanted to show gold on the. This is why I wanted to buy that dip right at open. Because gold had an outside week last week, and most of the time you get back inside week, which is exactly what we have right now. So, oh, we didn't have an outside week. We got close. We had a two up. It came close to hitting outside, but within a few dollars of hitting outside week. But that's why I wanted to buy that dip though. I thought we had an outside week. At least the charts are working, so that's good to know. But you can draw your broadening formation there. Um, we do have what the strat will call pivot machine gun back to the downside setting up here on gold. Um, I mean we're in a huge broadening formation here on gold, especially on the week, but we've got we've got all these pivots that, we could take out. Obviously not saying it's going to happen this week, but we are setting up a really nice pivot machine gun back to the downside if gold has a sell off. So I would keep that in mind on gold. We'll look here on ES. I can do the strat on any chart, so it doesn't matter just as long as I've got the chart. So we've got a huge gap up here to start the week. Um, these are the indicator. These lines are the indicator that I have on Trading View. Um, so I'll have to move them. These are just what I have for because I know the calculations. So I mean it's my formula. I just happen to have somebody code it for me, but I'm not a coder. I just enjoy math. Um anyway, so yeah, so big gap up there to start the week. Uh you could see it as a TTO, what the strat would consider a TTO, although you're going to be tight in this broadening formation here. Um, yeah, I got a lot of cleaning up to do on these Topstep X charts. That was really weird though that the charts were kind of frozen right at open. I don't like that. Obviously the rhythmic data is working, but the trading view charts were kind of frozen. So very interesting there. Yeah, let me show you the broadening formation here on ES. Draw that out. Come on. I may not be able to get this extended out here. I don't know. I think because I started it there, maybe. There we go. Close enough. So 2 up week, but red so far to, or failing. Um, we'll see if they come back and close the gap here this week, or we could set up for a 2 up red week. Not out of the realm of possibility. We'll look at him in Q. Sorry, I apologize. I should have had all this cleaned up, but I wasn't really prepared to chart on Top Step X to start the session. So okay, so same thing with NQ gap to start the week. So 2 up. There be your broadening formation. I mean, there on NQ. So interesting to me that, I mean, obviously I'm as consider myself a stratter, although I use a couple ICT concepts, but um they both use the concept of the broadening formation, so that's really interesting to me. Um but yeah, here's another look at gold. Um we could potentially go 2 down on the week on gold if we break 40.21, which right now we're at the top of 3 weeks ago. wick. So I mean, if they come down through that wick, but obviously so far just the inside weak here on gold. Luckily, cattle has come off the highs, which with the Argentinian news, that's not surprising. But also, guess what? Showed before that news headline ever hit, and that was a broadening. That was a TTO there on our 2 week 2 up week red um there on cattle. So if you'd have seen this, they TTO'd there. That's bearish. Um, and then last week could have just played that short there on cattle. Cattle also does have a pivot machine gun way back to the downside. If they want to set it up, my hunch is that they'll come back inside first, probably to start the week. Um, probably somewhere around in here, around 236.5, um, to 35.9, could be a potential. But yeah, I'd be looking to see if we get another two down red week there on cattle, possibly to come down here into the 229s. But those futures don't open until during the day tomorrow, so they don't open like the indices do. Um, but that's pretty much all I look at. I look at ES and Q, gold, and I do kind of watch cattle a little bit. So obviously to know how much it's going to cost me to eat beef for the week. I was carnivore for 6 months, so now I just pretty much. I mean, I still do mostly meat um, diet, but I do add in some vegetables and some fruit. Um, so I guess I'm more animal based now, is what they call it, versus just straight carnivore where it's only meat. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much what we're looking at to start the week. That's what the strat says. And yeah, I'm gonna get off here though. I'm not gonna stay on long because I do want to watch Sarah Strat Sniper. She's on Ninja Trader at the moment for their YouTube channel, and going over some strat things. And I did learn from Rob with the strat, but I also learned a lot from Sarah. So I always pay attention to her videos as well. But Apex is running their 80% off sale right now. I think all the way until I want to say maybe through Tuesday. I think it's through Tuesday. So the best way to support my channel is to use my Apex affiliate code, and that is Blues Trades. That'll get you 80% off right now. So it makes a 50K about 30. I think they did go up on their prices. So probably about $36, $37 with tax and everything on Trade of 8. The Rhythmic one is still a little bit cheaper. But yeah, that's the best way to support my channel. So I would appreciate it if you guys would use that. You can also use my code Blues Trades on Bullinox on their level 2. That'll get you whatever discount they're having. I don't know if it's 80 or 90% at the moment. And then usually my code will work at other firms as well, but you'll have to message me for that. So let I want to see if I can get this to pull back up here on ES on a smaller time frame, and you can see the indicator. So basically, what this does is all these levels are a mathematical calculation based upon the open price. The further you get away from the open, the more you are to come back to it. It's sort of a little bit of a mean reversion, but um, also has some ATR built into it, that sort of thing. And but yeah, it's just based upon several things. You can use, most people are using it with some EMAs, SMAs, and some people are using it with some fibs as well. I use it with the strat, so I use it in conjunction with the strat. But normally, what I've noticed is Asia will usually tend to stay between these three, level threes. It doesn't get outside much of level three from top or bottom. So that obviously that's not always the case, uh, but a lot of times it'll stay in between those levels, and then of course, London will expand that, and then New York will expand that. So anyway, but I may hop on back on here a little later, and we'll see what's setting up and see if we can make some trades. But I did want to go catch Sarah on Ninja Trader stream, and but I'll come back here after a while. And now that the Trading View charts are working, I can come back to it. So all right, I will chat with you guys later. Um, and like I said, the best way to support my channel is to use my Apex code, and that is Blues Trade. So that'll get you 80% off right now. So go grab a few accounts and get to work. All right.